The disgrace that is the American justice system has found another new low to go to. Another rich kid who has pleaded guilty to raping 4 teenage girls has been let off without receiving any jail time whatsoever by a judge. Christopher Belter, who is now 20, entered a plea deal in 2019 in which he agreed to plead guilty to attempted first-degree sexual abuse, third-degree rape, and 2 counts of second-degree sexual abuse, according to court documents. These all occurred in 4 separate instances between 2017 and 2019. The rapes occurred in Lewiston, New York, and for those of you in the know, you're already aware that Lewiston is one of the richest areas in New York State. Instead of prison time, the rapist was given interim probation for 2 years with restrictions placed on his internet use that included access to pornography. He has since then violated that probation. Judge Matthew J. Murphy denied him youthful offender status and has ruled that he be sentenced as an adult, the documents state. Since then, the rapist has violated his probation. Judge Murphy has now handed down a sentence of 8 years of probation and ruled Belter must register as a sex offender, but said prison time would be inappropriate. According to CNN affiliate WKBW, Judge Murphy said,
I agonized. I'm not ashamed to say that I actually prayed over what is the appropriate sentence in this case, because there was great pain, there was great harm, there were multiple crimes committed in the case.
Christopher Belter, the rapist, also had a statement for the victims.
Through treatment and reflection, I've come to feel deep shame and regret for my actions. None of you deserve to be in this situation. I know, though, that a scar will remain that will serve as a reminder of the evil of that night.
So essentially, this guy is going to get away with raping 4 teenage girls and not suffer anything significant whatsoever. This is another case of, not affluence and not being able to understand. He knows what he did. I mean, there's no rapist that goes out there and doesn't know what they're doing. He knew that he was violating these women, and the judge is going to let him off because he's from a rich family. That's exactly what this is about. This is another case of justice, being punished under the law doesn't exist for people who are rich, for people from the bourgeoisie. You get people thrown in jail for 20 years for a single marijuana joint. Yet this guy can rape 4 underage girls and get nothing. Oh no, he's got probation. He has to go somewhere once a month to check in with his probation officer. Doesn't even go to jail, which is like one of the most heinous crimes that you can commit. And he gets off just about scot-free. And there's no serious punishment whatsoever. And what's really disturbing is the judge saying he prayed on it. And that he came to the decision by God that he shouldn't actually significantly punish a rapist. It's really distasteful when people use God in this way to justify their unjust actions. In a way, you could see this as breaking one of the commandments. Shall not take the Lord's name in vain. That's kind of what he did. He very superficially and without substance used God's name in order to justify an unjust sentence. So once again, we do see in society, if you're rich enough, you commit a crime, you don't have to suffer the consequences of your actions. Now, while the Belter was underage at the time, he knows what sexual violence is. This isn't something you accidentally do. This is not something that can be done by accident. It is knowingly and maliciously an attack on 4 underage girls, which some people would define him as a child rapist, and just walks free. Despite anything that may come out of the mouth of Joseph Biden or the Democratic Party, there really is no justice in this system. And I'm not just talking about stop the steel people complaining that there's no justice. I mean real injustice, an actual injustice that takes place, in which the law, in this case, this judge, completely allowed this to go unpunished in any significant way. Anyone who has dealt with surviving rape, or a therapist a therapist in general, who would know about helping people who've suffered this kind of trauma, knows that this is a kind of thing that can last with you the rest of your life. While this guy got off with 2 years probation and some restriction on his internet with regards to porn. And the links between sexual assault and porn is another video for another day. And even when he violated his probation, he still got probation once again. This guy didn't just commit a crime and essentially get away with it. He then violated his probation and still didn't even get any jail time. If that doesn't show a blatant bias on the side of the judge to essentially let this kid walk, this rapist essentially walk free, nothing else does. And this is another disgusting example of the utter pile of garbage that is the American justice system. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.